listening to BearatNight Podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and non-binary, this is your boy, Parker, that guy over there, the guy with all the toys, the guy who plays as a superhero from time to time, that guy, that guy over there. Yep, that's me. This is the BearatNight Podcast, and I want to address, before we go in, I'm feeling really comfy in my nice oversized hoodie, because I'm in Connecticut, and for some reason, it feels like October again, and it's March towards the end of March. But I want to address the elephant in the room when it comes to the scheduling thing of this show. I love doing this show and love trying to have it consistent with every week. Preferably, did I say it right? Preferably Tuesdays, as I would like it. Sometimes it might be a day off by like a Wednesday, but Tuesdays nonetheless. When it comes to the schedule, I try to make it and try to do as much as I can with the real world, with life just be lifing, doing this thing. My main thing about this channel, about this show, this pod, is just about trying to get to know people, talk to people, and show different sides of people, whether they know it or not, with the answers and just the vibe of the conversations, and know whether if it's actors or cosplayers or the strip club stripper, stripper. Why would I say like that? Or a stripper, or a politician. Nevertheless, somebody doing something good, at least positive, or doing something to take their life in a positive direction, or who's been through something, who's trying to get out of something, just trying to get to the next level of being the best possible person they can be. I love exploring those type of things, and it just that human interaction with folks. But those is hard to do at times now, especially now with everybody moving. It was so much easier to do stuff during the predecessor of this whole thing during the lockdown. But now, everybody's moving, everybody's doing stuff, everybody's got stuff going on. Trying to get these interviews, it can be hard. Sometimes it can be very easy. Sometimes they fall in your lap. With me right now, it seems like I'm in the midst of I've been trying to get these interviews, and they kind of fall to the wayside at the last minute. I had for the past, I think, 2-3 weeks now, I've tried to have an interview done for Monday, on a Monday, and I use the main time, try to have a few if I could, to try to knock them all out and give it to you guys. But they didn't, they never go through as I would hope to give to you guys. And it hurts me because I really want to bring out some good content for you guys, and having people talk and give you something to dissect and learn from. But it's just some of these past 3 weeks, I would say, it just has not been following through as I would like. With no matter who it is, from, people who you may know to people you may not know, or people you may want to know. But it just hasn't been following through as I've been hoping for. A lot of phone tags, a lot of back and forth in the DMs and messaging, and trying to get this going as much as I would love to. But it's also I think it's hard on my side of things for them, because I'm still a small platform. I'm still small um, pod person, but I feel like, you know, if you give people chances, make, you don't have to make a lot of room, but make some room, just a little time, just because I'm never asking for a lot of time. Always say, hey, can I get an hour or less? And if it goes if it goes more than an hour, then that means we're having a good conversation. It's a good vibe. Everything's chilled. Where everybody's feeling good. But I'm never looking for, the most is at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes of a person's time. But when you don't have a big platform and the numbers is not there like you would like, but it's just all you need is that one video, I guess that one interview to like hit the mark, like kind of like how what's his name? I'm horrible with names, but Club Shay Shay. They already had interviews before, and people were watching here and there. But as soon as they did that one interview with Cat Williams, then everybody's watching. That's what I'm trying to look for in that ballpark. Of a little Cat Williams episode. In that in the vein of a Cat Williams episode where people know who I am, who who the show is about. Just get it out there. I'm trying my best. Along with the day-to-day stuff in life, and it's hard to try to maneuver real life stuff with a world that I'm not getting paid for. This is out of my own free time and my own passion, but yet it's not paying the bills as I would hope, as I would love to have it do. Because when it's a passion and it's a love and it is also pays your bills, it's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful thing. But when that part ain't combined yet with that other aspect of the real world, like both of these, your passion and the real life stuff is not connected yet, it makes it harder, because you got to still deal with more of the real world in your way than you want to. I remember I think it was Kid Cudi from years ago. He talked about he moved to New York to try to get a deal and all that stuff, but in order to he had to find a place to stay. So in order to find a place to stay so he could go record, he had to get a job. But at the same time, he had light bills. He had to make sure he had the roof over his head. And now he's working the job and forgetting almost that why he even came to New York. And I was becoming an artist. So it's like, it's a similar thing to me. I love to do the show and I love to do cosplay and everything else. But when the real world be hitting and the stuff that you really want to do ain't hitting the way that you want, it makes things a little difficult. You have the John Cena chant, the old regular never give up. Yes, that is there. But it can be hard too. Because you really want to be able to be known in this space where everybody is doing it. Actually, there's so many podcasts, there's so many people who are in the same exact pod as you, should I say pod? It's in the same exact field as you, and yet, you're trying to carve a little bit of piece, a little niche out for yourself, and it can be difficult because you want to be noticed, you want people to see you, but it's very, very, very hard to be known, be seen in a full on, when you're like the one out of 150 billion person, to try to stand out, because everyone wants to stand out. Everyone's trying to be the next person, unless you somehow got some type of weird deal with devil, or you came out as a plant or whatever. It's very hard to get up there. And I'm not in the light of wanting to go the easy route because, of being like going the ratchet route of trying to do shows. Because I've seen those. I mean, I look at some of those, programs, some of those pods. They try to go the route that I say it's easy. It's easy way. Depending on if it's about all dating or sex or whatever thing, how all that is. Those are easy to get those numbers. Because everybody talks about that stuff on a regular basis, and especially if you have those performers there that's on their own brand on hand to promote that stuff out there even more. It makes it a lot easier, a lot faster to get those numbers. And since I'm in an area where it's a lot of geeky stuff going on, but I'm like 100 or something, whatever. And I feel like slew of other geeky podcasts as well. So it's kind of hard to get the same to be noticed at the same time. But yeah, so like I don't want to be putting out an episode that's lackluster. That's why I try to venture off from doing, if I can, if I don't have an interview, I have a commentary, thing like we try to do with Daryl, or we're doing some wrestling, especially I have man, I can't wait for WrestleMania because I'm definitely gonna have a WrestleMania one night, WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 reactions pods for those, which is gonna be great. I can't wait for that. Get a nice little round table going on for that. But that type of thing like that with wrestling, because that's something I really love. And like next week I'll be doing for next episode, there's a Ghostbusters review. We're going to be talking about that. But it's just trying to do the interviews, the thing I really love to do. And it's it makes it kind of hard because that's what I really like to have more of the episodes. The show is let me say that again. I really like to have my pod more about those interviews that I like. Interview like podcasts I really look up to. That do the interviews really well. It's like what is it? What is his name? Jesus. My point of view. What's the guy from Smallville? God. Michael Rosenbaum. Yes. I love his interviews. Chris Van Vliet. I think I said it right. His interviews, like their shows are with interviews. I love that idea. I love to be getting to know people and talk to people. So now instead of always trying to get the actors, I'm trying to look and venture off into regular folks that's doing stuff that I find really cool. If it happened. So that's where we're trying to figure it out. But if you don't see an episode that week, like how I've been, it's been an episode and then it's a week skipped. That means I just couldn't get an episode, and I don't want to try to be killing myself over an episode that I just can't get and try to put a crappy episode, just a filler. I hate fillers. I really hate fillers. So I don't want to put in a filler episode because I didn't get the main episode I wanted. So if I don't get the episode I wanted, I'm not going to put a filler episode. I'll just wait till the next situation come out and, have another great show. But the main thing is always going to be a Tuesday. And also part of it, I might try to do live streams if I could on TikTok or his IG to see how it goes. I've been trying to do this idea of unboxing and talking, but I don't want to make it boring either, so I still got to figure that part out. I'll be trying to think I'm going to do it 1 week into the next, but it just never goes through because it just never feels right to do it. But I just need to stop it and just get over with and go ahead and do it. But talking about TikTok, and this whole thing, I also thought, before we go, I would like to say, Um, I went to 90s Con this past weekend with friends here in Connecticut. It was the third year of 90s Con. Now, 90s Con has been very fun past couple years. Honestly, has been awesome past couple years. Really great memories. Especially got to meet NSYNC members. So, that was very dope. I got to meet Kel Mitchell, which is another very dope thing. Stuff from my childhood. But, a lot of stuff that was there. You had a lot of Nickelodeon. You had a lot of Disney Channel. You had a lot of that TGIF family stuff going on. And it was really dope to see and have fun and see these actors and just experience the whole 90s feel. Now, I noticed something that was different this year. Hold on. Excuse me. I had to get a little sip. But I noticed something that was different this year. The tickets, paying for the tickets was a little cheaper. It increased. It has increased a little bit more. I always manage to go on a Sunday. And usually Sunday's like the better day. And plus for me being a toy collector and everything and like to buy certain things, I'm a great haggler. I love haggling over over prices and stuff. And Sundays, if you don't know, the last day of any con, is if it's the last day of any con, is always the best day to do the best haggling, because these people that bring in all these products to the cons and stuff, they really don't want to come back with it. They're trying to sell it. They're trying to get rid of it. So they're really trying not to have to bring all of this stuff back, and take it up space. So what they're gonna do is even though they don't want to, they're gonna negotiate with you, as best as they can to see, to get the stuff out of their misery, but to also gain a profit as well. And you should know that. So, but also you don't want to make them feel a little cheap, or make them feel stupid. So you try to get right in the middle. Like if a product is like $50, I'm coming to them like, hey, I only got like $30, $35. What can you do for me? And depending on how well you can sell your face, to sell that you only had a couple dollars, even though you have more money on you, they will, they would do it. If, hey, they'd be like, can you put, all right, well, can you do 40? I'm like, well, I only got like 30. Let me see. I got 35. They'll get, especially if you already tell them, like usually for me, I usually love to be like, hey, I got 30. If a thing's 50, I'll be like, I have 30. And I have it on my hand, so they know I ain't playing. Like, this is all I have. And especially if you tell them, hey, I just paid for a friend of mine or here for their item, just, help them out, or I just paid for whatever else. This is all I have left, but I really want this item. And I know you can't take this. I know you don't want to take this item back home. So let me take this off your hands the best way I can. You don't want to take it back, but at the same time, you made a profit somehow, some way. And depending on how you sell, and usually it always works for me, it works. It goes down. And, you get your stuff. Like I was able to get a Paramidas from Power Ranger Zeo, the Gold Ranger Paramidas. It was in the best conditions, like it was used. Charging $150 for it, but since it was still in the box, somewhat, and the products, the stuff is still there. But I look at it, well, I can kind of fix a lot of this. So I was able to get it for, I believe it was like $120. Yeah, I got it for $120. I didn't want it cheaper than that because the Paramidas itself is just hard to find, and I could have found it online for way more, and I would have had to pay. If I had found it online, it would have been way more because I had to put in the cost of the shipping as well, because it's not a small item at all. So it would have cost me a whole lot more, probably like $200 something. So if I fix it up, it could be that one too. It'd be about $200 or whatever. But so a deal is a deal. I was able to haggle for my friends to get their stuff, some whatever they wanted, and it worked too. So it was a good haggling moment. But as far as the con itself, I hate to say it, but it was lackluster. Really, really lackluster. Even though they had a good number of people, they had the Boy Meets World crew once again, which is dope. But they just it was something. I guess maybe the whole Nickelodeon thing coming out now. There wasn't a lot of Nickelodeon stars this year, and I guess that wasn't too much of a theme this time frame. What is it? The Quiet on Set. So a lot of Nickelodeon people were not there this year. Had Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think she was here last year, but she came this year with their crew. I actually got to see her walk through. I almost didn't recognize her. Alyssa Milano and stuff like that. Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis. Now I'm a sucker for Gina Davis. I love Gina Davis from the what is it? The Fly, Earth Girls Are Easy, and my all-time favorite. One of my all-time favorite movies, A Long Kiss Goodnight. I love that movie. If you haven't seen that movie before, go watch it. It's definitely one of the best out there, especially from the 90s. And when people talk about women's revolution in movies and being the kick-ass, and she was doing it before Tomb Raider, before before any type of movies that we get now, before the Hunger Games and everything. She was that chick at that moment, killing it. So I was definitely a big fan of her, but she was charged an arm and leg for even a selfie, and you're not even going to get in the picture with her for that selfie, and that really I don't want to take any pictures with anybody, and that went for a lot of people. A lot of people were charging a lot, except for the Boy Meets World crew, which is they're always dope, but that long line for Topanga, I couldn't get into it. This year, I really wanted to get there with Topanga and get a picture with her. I got everybody else but her in Topanga and Mr. Feeney. I haven't got Mr. Feeney, but he's 96, y'all. 96. Still going to these cons, still moving. Him and his wife, his beautiful wife, they're still killing it. Hopefully, they are there next year, and I'll have some funds to take some pictures with them. But I will say with this con, with it being lackluster, because it's the same designs. They didn't change the designs of the con, of the colors. I get it. You try to have this, the kind of like that Saved by the Bell type of design for the con. But there were so many other type of color themes that were out there, color waves that were out there in the 90s. That was legit. That was dope. And I would have loved to see that. And also, if you're going to do a 90s con, to switch things up a bit. And me and my friends we were talking about it while we were there, and we were thinking of a way better 90s con than where we were at. In 90s con, for hopefully next year, how about, here's a little suggestion. How about we'll hook it up with some UPN? A little bit of the WB, that CW feel, that early, that late 90s feel, like you had the Wayans brothers. I doubt that the Wayans brothers would show up, but still, the Wayans brothers could show up if they wanted to for a 90s con. Why not? The Wayans brothers, that show was beautiful. That was a great, amazing TV show. Something like the Steve Harvey show. Any actor that was on there. What is it? My God, Half and Half. You have shows like Calla Pratt. She could have had her over there just for one-on-one. Flex Anderson for one-on-one. Also she did Proud Family. You could have, matter of fact, you could have a lot of the people from Proud Family on that show too. Even though I don't think that was 90 Proud Family, was that 90s or that? Either way. Excuse me, Jesus. Hello. The water got to me already. Oh my God. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. But you could have so many of those, Kyler Pratt, Flex Anderson. Matter of fact, Flex Anderson, and you could add, characters, people from like a different world. Okay, that's the 90s as well. You can bring them to the cons. You could bring, what's his name? There's so many other, the Parenthood. That was in the 90s. Somebody from the Cosby Show could be in there for the 90s. There's a lot of shows that were great, even though I'm thinking there are a lot of black shows, but still, those are still great shows from the 90s. Something you could bring back. I'm thinking about it. This 90s con is really becoming a black. This is about to be a BET 90s con. Matter of fact, that could be a great thing. A BET themed 90s con. That'd be kind of dope if you really think about it. You have hits from the streets. You have the basement. You could have a little makeshift area of the basement. Or, matter of fact, here you go. 106 in Park. You can have that theme there. You can set the whole stage up, make a little stage to be like have Free and AJ be there. You know what I'm saying? Or a stand there for Free and AJ. Just sit on that couch of that. Or, here's another thing for the 90s con. You could do a Total Request live, TRL. Have that. Have the set of that at a 90s con. Have a stand-in for Carson Daly. Or just have Carson Daly there taking pictures. Because I think he lives in New York. I think he's there. It won't be that crazy. You can have Jennifer Love Hewitt, for 90s con. Anybody that was in, what is it? I know you did that. I know what you did last summer. More people I think a couple people were from Scream that was at the first 90s con, but you have more people that was at Scream. Bring them there. Bring the Anaconda from the movie Anaconda at the con. You can do that too. Make a little makeshift thing there. I don't care. Do that. It's something about the 90s that you can do so much with. And I feel like you're not taking it there as much as you should for the 90s con. Like, you're doing little things here and there. Because I saw a lot of areas where you can take little pictures and selfies at. And it wasn't hitting like they was last year because they was the same exact stuff that they had the year before and the year before that. So it's like, I want them to step the game up if I really want to succeed. And also, if you want us to spend this much money, more money, the next go around, or, to continue to want to go, you gotta, step it up, because it was lackluster. Matter of fact, the music was like somebody died. It felt like somebody died that day, and they did have the music so low. What is it? It felt like somebody called to say the music's so loud, and they called the police, and they told it, volume control, all that stuff. It was just lackluster. I did not care for it all too much, but it is what it is. Try to, enjoy myself as much as I could. But, it is, hey, what you gonna do? But, along with the famous stuff and all this whatnot, transitioning to the next topic, TikTok. So we have TikTok. So pretty much TikTok could be on its way out. Could be. Now you have so much going on in the world where everything's too damn high. Food is high. The bills are getting higher. The pays is just not getting higher, and so it's staying low. Yet we are sending trillions of dollars to overseas, to whole other countries, to fight wars and whatnot, to help other people when we are suffering ourselves. Now it's like, why do we have to deal with so much? Like, I went to Walmart thinking I would save me some money, and I got a few things. Something that could have been only maybe something like $12, maybe $15, who knows? That thing was like $26. Everything all together was like $26, which is ridiculous. It makes you, I'm scared to go real grocery shopping, and even when I go real grocery shopping, it's over 100 real fast. Like, I'm scared to look at the price when I, after the next thing I scan, because like, I swear it goes up like an extra $6. Just like, I feel like, matter of fact, when I scan the item, you charge extra $6 just to have it scanned on top of the price. It just goes up more. And I hate it. I really hate it. It just makes you like, you know what? I'm gonna just starve. I'm gonna just fast, because it's a cheaper way to go than just feeding myself. Honestly, it just feel like that's the easy way. So when I go by saying this, it's like the U.S. has all these other issues. You have homeless issues. You have people starving. Now you want to give trillions of dollars to other people. Now I understand people are hurt other places, and you got to do what you got. You try to help others, but you got to take care of home first. Where the hell's our trillions that we can help people get on their feet? Help people get out of debt. Help people, like, what's the point of trying to help people if you can't help the ones that's here? To get people back up on their feet. You're playing with people in their emotions and their wallets when it comes to the political stuff, and then yet nothing gets done. Now you want to mess around with TikTok of all things, because it'll take our information and whatnot. Last time I checked, we've had Facebook and Instagram and any other website cookies that's on your phone and your laptops that takes your information already. So what's the point of you going against TikTok because it's not American owned? That's dumb. That is really, really dumb. I feel, to me, America, American government itself does not like the fact that we are making our own money on our own. Well, not me, but others that are in, doing podcasts, that are doing, making money off of TikTok and everything else outside of the traditional American way, of making money. The fact that people are becoming millionaires and whatever, or living just fine outside the means of working a regular 9-to-5. Like, the person is not really feeling all up to working a 9-to-5 if they could just go online and make some money off of OnlyFans. They could just do what they need to do off of OnlyFans for a couple hours, and they go back to sleep, go outside. They make their money. They make more money than what most people have made in a week during a regular 9-to-5 at McDonald's or whatever. So it's like, why would anybody want to go back? And now, if people can make that, especially over TikTok, I feel like after the lockdown, people have really learned and really took notice of how much the system doesn't give a damn about you when you need it to work for you. So you have to work for yourself. You have to go put it in and believe in yourself and make that money. And people are doing that. People are finding ways. People are learning new things, new ways to make money outside of the government. Just like the music business. Like, if you notice, the music business is not really all that great right now. Like, there's huge record labels that are eating off of that are eating each other right now. Like, they're absorbing other record labels because because a lot of artists right now are making money on their own. They don't need to have the big machine behind them to make money to sell the product anymore. Now we get in a day and age where a person that can't really sing at all can just not even have to even do autotune, but just have a little catchy hook or whatever the case may be, have a little melody that's catchy. Play that over and over again on TikTok. Let those people, play that on their TikToks and they remix it and everything. This person's getting money outside of the machine and didn't have to sign any record deal at all. And can literally stay independent, truly independent, without any people in their pocket. Like, there's no need to for the label to give them an advance. They have to pay them back. Like, if you already got a studio in home, you could do everything there without their help. And you just like, hey, we just need you to put the stuff out. Just distribute it. But now, even so, nobody's buying CDs, physical CDs now, so you can just distribute everything on your own right now. As long as you got a little, deal with Apple to post your stuff and put it out there, and you get your dollar, your cents, however that goes, you're good to go. Also, that's the same way when it comes to with TikTok. Like, people are doing everything on their own. You can do many movies off of TikTok. You can have a whole visual script of what you want to sell or what you want to pitch through TikTok before you even have to write anything or try to sell the script to a company, or to a movie company, because they got the visuals there. They understand it now, so they can do everything there. And matter of fact, they could give you a budget and you can shoot it all, and it will be great, because it's the way that people already was watching it before. They'll take that same way and make you more money. It's a lot of ways that people are making money outside of the traditional way. And I even had to think about my job, try to do the right thing, traditional way, to make sure I have insurance, to make sure you do if anything happens, you got the health insurance, you got all this coverage and pension and all that 401k, good stuff, all that good crap. It's cool and all, it's great, but I feel as though when your job is start messing with you on certain things you need for yourself, not to put too much stuff out there, I really had to think, do I really want to stay at one of my jobs now? Because of how things are going, it's not how it used to be. I used to brag about one of my jobs and love it. Now, not so much at all. I kind of I'm just there so I don't be homeless. That's basically what it is. I'm there so I won't be homeless. And it's just everybody's feeling the same way. I saw some type of short online. It was everybody's really all happy until they go into work and they turn right into zombies, like a portal. They're happy-go-lucky, and then they go through this portal, which is work. And once they clock in, and they become zombies, and they're done. Until they go till the time is off, and they go right back out, and they're happy again. That's what's going on now. So, when I say this, so it's now that we're in this way, I'm in this way of trying to do the right thing. Now I'm you know what? I think I might have to do more TikToks or something, because this ain't it. This ain't the way for me. This ain't it. It's I'm trying to do so much. I want to do a lot. I want to have fun, be able to live life. But I feel like we're not living. We're just surviving. We are trying to survive the week, today, the month, everything. And no one's really getting the chance to live. And then you get to look online and you see those people that took those chances, that went out there and just did it. And now it's you know what? I might as well do the same thing, because this month to month, day to day stuff is for the birds. It's not getting me nowhere. Okay? It's not. So, but when I think of that, at the same time, is it all right to be normal? Is it all right to be normal? We would love to be, get out, quit jobs and go and, live your dreams. Just go forward and hop online and just put yourself out there. And hopefully you get the numbers, you get the brand deals. What is it? The Miss Netta and Charles thing. Charles, your lunch is ready. That whole relationship thing is going on. They just being themselves or whatever, and people are taking note and watching, and the numbers are going up, and the brands is coming. They're getting flown out places, and it's that's it. You didn't have to do this or that or whatever the case. They just the regular stuff, and they just sell merch and all this stuff. It's I want to do the same thing. I want to make money too. I want to be able to live a little bit too. However, how long that will be, let me just live a little bit for a while, just so I can say it happened, But if it don't happen, is it really all right just to be normal? You know, like no one wants to be check to check, whatever. But is it all right to if it just is going to be that? Is it going to be? Is it all right? Is it truly all right just to know, hey, none of that stuff is going to happen for you? Because not everybody can be famous. Not everybody can have millions of dollars. There's going to be people that's going to have to do the grunt work. That's going to be doing the day-to-day life. That's going to be the ones, scrubbing this or cooking that, washing this and, or moving this around or whatever. Is it all right? What will it be? What will it take for you to be able to be comfortable knowing that's your life? That's how things are going to be. Like I always thought when I was like 13, I was going to be this singer, songwriter person, making billions of dollars and being free and all that. And I'm way past 13. And I'm nowhere near that at all. I'm not where I was at 10 years ago, but I'm also not what I thought I was going to be 20 years ago at this age. I mean, I can say kind of bittersweet, but also I'm thankful that I am at this age. And I am, matter of fact, that I made it to this age. And I'm, able to do what I can now, even just promoting this, doing this podcast. I'm thankful and blessed to even be here at this point in time, because there's others that were not able to get to this point, or see the next day, or breathe the next day. So I am thankful and grateful for that. But would I be ever happy being normal, just being a regular Joe Blow? Like I am a regular Joe Blow right now. It's just, but I always have dreams and aspiration to be more than that. And I think that's what a lot of people, you want to be more. Like, but at the same time, here's the thing. We've seen like episodes of like movies and TV shows like Black Mirror, of people who just can't exist, can't help to exist without trying to be famous. So you have these situations where you see people are always trying to get likes on a regular day-to-day, but that's how they live. If they don't have any likes that day, they can't feed their family. They're not doing anything stupid, spontaneous, for the camera, that there's no food for them. There's no money for them. Like it becomes like that whole TikTok thing that is fun for us now. The whole, like the thing on Instagram, like all the stuff, getting the perks and everything. What if that would become the new 9 to 5? Like me doing videos and me doing doing a pod. There was a moment where I thought to myself, yeah, I love doing this, but now it's becoming a job. More than a job, it's becoming the 9 to 5 that I don't want to hate, because now I got to put a product. Now, that's one thing I remember about being a YouTube partner at one point. I had to put a product out every week on time. And I was only a partner for like maybe about 6 months. But I also had to go by their guidelines. I also had to go by what, tell me, okay, I got to put a show out every Wednesday, or, a show out every Friday. Because I think at the time I was doing it was like every Wednesday and Fridays or something like that. Then I think it was changed to like Tuesdays and Thursdays, one of them. But I was trying to do a product every Tuesdays, Thursdays, at least 2 episodes a week. That became really hard after like a few months of like 6 months. It was like, okay, when I hit about 6 months, it was like, okay, this is becoming more than just a fun thing for me. This is becoming a job that is very time consuming and very not fun at times. You know, I'm forcing myself to make content, no whether it's a regular video or vlog, like to the point where friends get annoyed a little bit sometimes because I'm always vlogging. But I'm like, hey, content. I need to make content because I want to make this happen. I gotta do this and that. Now I go to cons as I don't vlog as I used to. I'm trying to live in the moment. I think the last time I really vlogged was like when I was like really there. It was like during when I went to Florida for the first time. For my vacation, actually having a vacation and going to Disney and everything. Like I took my phone and was like, basically wherever I'm going, you guys going with me. Basically, you can look at that video, look at those videos, and it's like you were there. You got to see everything, and that's pretty much what I did. But holding the camera every time and recording everything, I'm taken away from me actually experiencing the whole thing for myself in all of its glory, without having to hold on to me, make sure I'm recording this, or that didn't look right, or I'm worried about that over taking in the moments of being at this glorious situation of me being able to see the Millennium Falcon, me being able to enjoy I'm in Clearwater and being in the ocean, like being in the water in the swarm, and it's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And taking it all in for myself. I'm also trying to record at the same time. And even though it was some good visuals, and I'm glad I was able to look back on it, because even if I don't get a chance to do any of that again, I have the video to watch it. And I did really good because I took a lot of it, took a lot of time doing all that. But I know now, as I go to cons and here and there, I just try to live in the moment. I don't record as much. Even with the 90s con, I really didn't record as much as I thought I was going to do and hope to do. And I feel like I felt good. I did feel good because I got to experience more with my friends and just be there and be in the moment and have a good time. But when it becomes your 9 to 5, you really hate those moments. It just sucks. So take that all out and just like, okay, I'm back to being normal. Can you do it? Can I do it? Can we all do it? Is it really such a bad thing to be normal? To like wake up and go to work and whatever. Like for me, I feel like I would need some type of motivation. Like if I had a kid or something like that, like that's my motivation of working and going hard at work and making sure, because this is why I'm going to work. I'm working to put a smile on this child's face, to put food in that child's stomach, whatever. Like there's a reason. I don't have any kids now. Still, I don't have any kids. So me going to work and and seeing everything, and it's just like, this is whack. This is boring. But can I do that for forever? I don't know. The jury is still out for myself. I just don't know. Like I always hope to even be like, I love superhero movies and like say TV shows. Like even if I don't get to be famous, can I be a superhero? Can I be a vigilante like the Green Arrow or like Batman? Like can I do that? But even though we don't have that in real life, so therefore that sucks. So I can never be that. We can't do that in real life. So it's like, all right, can I be a TikTok star? Who knows? Who knows if I get a chance to be on TikTok and like more, and really put myself out there more on TikTok. And as soon as I do it, the government don't take it down because they're assholes. Like I said, the government really don't want us to try to make money outside of the real world. I would be outside of their powers that be. We have to be pigeonholed in one place. Like you have to go to school. Like you grow up, you go to elementary school, preschool, elementary school, high school, middle school, high school. Then you go to college. Some people go to junior college, which I never understood. And then you go to college. You have community college, whatever the case. You make a family. You you work till you die, all that good stuff. But when people when you step out of those lines of those traditional routes, people look at you crazy. So if you like, not for nothing, like you do not talking about college dropouts, because I don't, like, at least if you got your college degree, your diploma, I'm all with you. I'm fine. But the whole part of you have to go to college. You have to, get to that. You have to go to that level in order to go and do X, Y, Z in order to make it to be successful. I don't think that's you should. You should be able to make your own path after you get out of high school. But that's the traditional route that they want you to take. But somehow, once you do that, then they, Uncle Sam's on your ass about taxes or whatever. It just sucks. It just sucks. I'm trying not to go random and on a tangent and get off topic, whatnot too. But yes, so I feel like just to be able to be a normal person in this world, it's very hard, to make it, to make it through. So you want to be able to try to do things outside of the bubble of, the regular day-to-day stuff. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Can you accept it? Can you actually be able to accept being normal, living life day to day? Can we do that? Can I do that? I don't know. The verdict, like I said, the verdict stood out for me. But can you do that? Because so there's a lot of people who don't care to be in the limelight. Some people just want to be alone and just do what they need to do and just live their life. Yeah, and that's it. And that's fine. I still think I've got there yet to like, can I really do it myself? But man, I don't know. I could go on and on. Maybe if I had somebody else talking about it to see their point of view, you see. But matter of fact, as you see this, text on the down below, on the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, however you're digesting this, hit me up on the social networks. Tell me what you think. Can you be normal? Is it all right to be normal? And yeah, we go from there and see how things go. But man, I will see you guys next week. Next week as we talk about the Ghostbusters review. Because I'm very excited. I'm going to see it this week. I wasn't able to go see it this week because I hate to go see movies sometimes where it's packed, where I'm not going to be able to get the full extent of the whole thing. But definitely looking forward to just check it out this weekend and give you my honest review of the whole thing. So yeah, guys, this is your boy Jurassic Parker. This is BearatNight Podcast. Remember. Bear it all and be yourself. This is the BearatNight Podcast. I'll see you guys later. Thank you and see you later. Peace. I don't know what else to say. Peace.
You are now listening to BearatNight Podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.